We all love a little thrill in our lives, don't we? Especially if we're on holiday, without having to worry about work or any other things that keep us from enjoying the world around us. And that's why many of us travel. However, some places need to be avoided, or at least we should visit them with some caution. Today I'll be introducing you to 10 of the most dangerous tourist zones in the world. After watching this video, you'll decide for yourself whether it's worth going to these places or to find your next exciting adventure somewhere else. Number 10. Mont Blanc, France. Climbing is a popular activity among people who like extreme experiences. For that reason, every time they go to a new place, they look for mountains to climb and explore, challenging any previous hikes they've done. But Mont Blanc, or Monte Bianco like they call it in Italy, is like nothing you've ever seen before. Even though the place is full of tourists on a regular basis, it is considered one of the most dangerous zones on the planet. This is due to the fact that in the past, there have been countless avalanches that have taken the lives of many people, to the point that we don't even have a solid number of how many people have lost their lives here. And the combination of ice, falls, and medical complications along the way don't make it any easier for people to complete a safe journey. It's so bad that even the most experienced climbers have lost their lives against the forces of nature. No wonder people call it the Cursed Mountain, and actually there's still a section of Mont Blanc Massif that keeps the name, which is quite appropriate considering all the awful things that have happened here. Number 9. MADIDI National Park, Bolivia. For those who love nature, South America might be your ideal destination. With so many rivers and the largest rainforest in the world, this exotic area has a lot to offer. And when you look at Bolivia, you'll find some interesting spots. And 2 of them are actually on this list because they're pretty amazing, but a bit too dangerous. The first one is in the MADIDI National Park, which is right at the mouth of the Amazon. The park is known for its beauty, but with so much diversity, the park is home to some of the most poisonous plants in the world. If you visit, watch out for any open wounds. I mean, in general you should cover them right away, but in this place you really want to be careful. There are tons of parasites that can cause a ton of damage if you give them a chance. And also, if that wasn't enough, there are also some poisonous spiders that will add even more excitement to your day out in the wild. Number 8. YUNGAS Death Road, Bolivia. The second entry from Bolivia offers an amazing view and is a totally different landscape in comparison to the one at MADIDI National Park. YUNGAS Death Road is an 80-kilometer long cycle route that connects La Paz, which is Bolivia's capital city, to the region of Los Yungas. What made this road so popular was the risks it presented to its visitors and the amount of accidents and deaths that happened back in the day when the road was open to general traffic. There were an average of 209 accidents and 96 deaths a year, which is quite scary for a place that is considered a tourist site. But actually, it was because of these incidents that the place gained fame. And I'm actually not surprised that this place is considered dangerous. I mean, the route starts from La Paz, which is actually the loftiest capital city in the world. The city is about 3,640 meters above sea level, which means that the air is very thin. Imagine starting a bike ride at that altitude. And on top of that, there were a lot of big trucks and heavy transport traveling through the road, which made it more challenging for people to stay safe. Today, the road is only for bicycles, but sometimes rains and fog keeps riders from having a clear and safe journey. I guess it's a place you'll want to visit if you're a cyclist. It really is challenging, but I bet the view is amazing from up there. Number 7. Yosemite Half Dome, USA. The Half Dome is the ultimate landmark of Yosemite Park in California. Anyone who loves hiking will definitely want to give it a try, but visits to this area are limited to only 300 people per day, and only 50 of those are allowed to go to the summit. This is decided via a lottery system that grants permission to the lucky winners. And whoever makes it that far can definitely be called a winner because the climb makes people endure dehydration, fatigue, and altitude sickness. The most complicated part of it comes during the last 400 vertical feet, in which climbers need to use steel cables to reach the top. Just add rain to that and you get one of the deadliest climbs of your life. The rock becomes so slippery that it makes it very challenging and dangerous for people to make it to their goal. There are at least 250 accidents every year, and there have been some fatalities, but they usually happen when people use the cables in the middle of storms. So, if you ever visit this place, make sure you know what you're getting into and make yourself familiar with the current weather conditions. You don't want to get caught up in the middle of a storm while trying to reach the top. Number 6. Sinabung Volcano, Indonesia. And here's another threat to people who love hiking. The Sinabung volcano is hands down one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, and in fact it is currently closed to the public. The volcano, which is in the island of Sumatra, had been dormant for over 400 years, but it finally became active on August 29th of 2010. Since then, the government has put a lot of restrictions that keep people from getting close to the crater. And in 2019, the government said that climbing is off limits, so tourists go to neighboring mountains and see the volcano from nearby spots. It's been almost a decade since the volcano became active again, and even though it's not erupting all the time, it constantly releases some gases that can easily kill someone. It is said that the climb wasn't actually that challenging as long as you were fit, but now there are enough reasons to stay away from this place. Number 5. Cliffs of Moher, Ireland. Ah, Ireland, so green and inviting. If there's one spot I'd like to visit, it would be the Cliffs of Moher. The place looks gorgeous, and it's exactly what I think of when I think of Ireland. However, even the most beautiful serene places can also be some of the most dangerous ones. The Cliffs of Moher are relatively safe for all types of visitors, but when you come too close to the edge, things can be a bit scary, especially if there's a ton of wind. Sometimes you might feel like you'll be blown off the cliff, and also there are some tricky green areas that might look safe, but some of them are not supported by any land underneath, which means that you could easily fall off to the water from 390 feet high. Some people have survived to tell the story, but suffered very serious injuries. But if you follow the official path set for tourism, none of these things should make you worried. Now if you like to break rules, well, now you know what the consequences are. Number 4. Valley of Death, Russia. We always talk about the Valley of Death in the US, but there's also one in Russia. From afar, it looks like your ideal winter wonderland. But deep inside this valley, there's a space where a lot of animals go in but never go out. Foxes, ravens, partridges, the animals come in all shapes and sizes, but they all die at the hands of a ghost? Yeah, that's what people like to believe. And to be fair, I can't really blame them when they find animals that have no external harm on them. Deeper studies went to show that there was indeed deadly gas coming from the volcano in the area, but people still believe something even more sinister is going on in this part of the world, as some animals that went in were never found afterwards. This section of the valley is not open to tourism, but the surrounding areas are open for visits. This can introduce you to this amazing landscape and bring you close to one of the more dangerous and perhaps mysterious places on Earth. Number 3. Afar region, Ethiopia. You can tell some places are dangerous as soon as you see them, like the Afar region in Ethiopia, which is known as the hottest place on Earth, and some people go as far as calling it the gateway to hell. And that's because the place is remote and inhospitable, but it's also filled with acid ponds and geysers of vibrant colors that come as a result of nearby seawater and rain that is heated by magma and rises up to the surface as something that is very cool to look at, but that you should never touch. One of the more impressive facts about this place is that scientists found living microbes in these hot springs. They were shocked to see that they were living organisms that could survive these hot temperatures that we humans would never be able to stand. Unfortunately, the extreme heat and boiling springs are not the only threat in the region. This part of Ethiopia is also known for the kidnapping of some European visitors back in 2012. So I guess this might not be the most ideal place to visit. But those acid pools really do look cool. Kinda like something from another planet. Now it's time for the day's best pick. The picture I chose for the day shows a very scary moment in the ocean. It's a picture of someone being attacked by an aggressive creature that looks to be a stingray. Number 2. Key West, Florida. A woman named Jenny Hosh was on holiday when she spotted an eagle ray jumping out of the water. She immediately pulled out her phone to take a picture, but then something unexpected happened. The eagle ray torpedoed itself towards the woman and slammed against her chest. The woman was trapped under the ray for about 4 minutes until someone finally came to help her. Luckily, she wasn't hurt, but I'm sure she was pretty scared to be trapped under an animal that was 8 feet long. This happened off the coast of Key West, Florida, near a place called Isla Morada. According to locals, this event was not new for them. Someone actually lost her life after a similar incident a few years before this, and other people in Florida have been hurt by sturgeonfish and even dolphins that jump out of the water. It's not that the animals are looking to hurt people, it's just bad timing, and bad luck for the people who got knocked down. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. El Caminito del Rey, Spain. El Caminito del Rey, which in English means the King's Little Path, is a walkway that was made in 1905 to help workers travel between two power plants. But years later, the narrow path became a tourist attraction, one that took the lives of 5 people between the years of 1999 and 2000. The place had to close down for a bit, but it was able to open again in 2015. The walkway is popular among people who love extreme adventures, but I doubt you'll like it if you're afraid of heights. If you ask me, this looks like the ultimate adventure for people who want to face their fears. I don't think I'd want to try it though, even if I can be reassured that the path is not going to collapse while I'm walking on it. And that's all for today, folks. Would you dare to visit any of these places? What has been your most dangerous adventure? Let us know in the comments section down below. With all that said and done, I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.